It's the beginning of a new month, and new month means new content. If you are anything like me, then you are taking this time to plan your content for the next 30 days at least, so that you don't have to worry about it. Which means that even if you don't realize it, you are building a content calendar. So in today's episode, I've decided to share with you my process to build my own content calendar so that you can get some inspiration from it, and hopefully you can also build yours while watching this video. So if you are excited about this, keep watching. Hi, and welcome to this new episode of her online business podcast, the podcast for ambitious expat girl bosses and digital nomads. My name is Adama, I'm your host, and my mission is to help you build a business that serves your life, not the other way around, have more freedom, work smarter, while making a positive impact. So let's start with some basics. What is a content calendar? Your content calendar is basically your content planning for at least a month. It includes all the posts that you intend to publish and the videos that you want to record, so that then you just have to schedule them and then you can relax for at least 30 days. Now, one misconception that you may have is that content calendars may be too complicated for you, that you might think you are not at this stage yet of having a clear and professional content calendar. But the thing is that it is not only for bloggers, influencers, and big brands and companies. As a solopreneur, you should also have a clear content calendar to make your life easier, and you don't have to go overboard with it. So that's why I will share with you the different things that you should include in your content calendar if you want to save time and be effective. That way, you can finally stop thinking that you have to create content every single day and spend hours on social media to promote your business. Now, let's dive into it. The first thing that you should include in your content calendar is your content pillars. I already talked in detail about content pillars and what you need them for in a previous episode where I shared with you my 3 easy steps to create content, so I will link it in the description below. But basically, what you have to keep in mind is that you have to have at least one main topic that you want to address this month. So what do you want to educate your audience about, right? And once you have your topic, it will be so much easier for you to create the different posts and pieces of content that relate to this topic to help your audience and build some engagement. And then you can actually split this topic into 4 different subtopics. That way you can address each of these subtopics every week, right? So basically you will have one main topic, 4 subtopics, and 1 subtopic per week, if that makes sense. Because remember that you should never ever create content just for the sake of it. Your content should always be part of a clear content strategy to build your audience and convert your followers into clients down the line. So that's why you have to be very intentional about it. And so creating content, regardless of what you may think, isn't at all about being just creative. Actually, the entrepreneurs that you see online being so successful with their content and getting lots of engagement and views are the ones who have a clear strategy targeted to the right audience at the right time, right? And that is something that is absolutely doable for you as well. So keep that in mind. Then the next thing that you want to think about is how often do you want to post and what type of content? So we already discussed about the main type of content that you can create in a previous episodes, which are educational, entertaining, and inspirational. So you have to have a mix of these different types of content so that your content isn't always redundant and it actually answers different needs and bring different perspectives to your audience. So once you have at this stage, you can actually start brainstorming some content ideas without censoring yourself. Just write down all the content ideas that come to your mind, and then you can put them into different buckets, which are entertaining content, inspirational content, or educational content. And you don't have to wait until the beginning of the month to do that. Every time you get a random new content idea, just write it down on your block note, for example, on your phone, so that way you don't forget about it. And then it just adds up to your bucket, and you will never feel like you don't have any content ideas again. Then the next thing you want to include in your content calendar is your launching dates. Do you have any product or service that you intend to launch very soon? Even if you are not launching this month, you have to consider that you have to tease your audience way in advance when you want to offer a new service or product so that you can warm them up and make sure that it is what they need. You don't want to launch something just based on your own desire and have it flop. So usually when a new service or product flops, it's because you didn't do your due diligence and marketing research as deeply as you could have. So your content is also a way to avoid that, because you can actually see how people are responding to the content that will be related to this new service or product. So if you are launching anything soon, make sure that your content also relate to this and start teasing the service or new product. The next thing that you have to include in your content calendar is a clear system to actually prepare and write down this content. So here again, you don't have to be fancy about it. You can just use Google Docs, or I also use Trello for my social media content. So that way you always have a first draft of the content that you want to post. And I highly recommend you not to write directly your content ideas in your scheduler. For example, if you want to publish on Instagram, there are a lot of different schedulers that you can use, but you should have a draft somewhere first before you start scheduling. Scheduling should be actually your last step in your content creation always, because if you write your content ideas directly on your schedulers, two things may happen. You may schedule your draft and think that you will come back to it later. But if you forget, then your draft will be published as it is on your social media, and then you will have to edit the post, and now you are losing on the momentum, and the algorithm will not be able to catch up on the quality of your content. And the second thing that could happen is that you start writing your content ideas, but you have an internet connection issue, and then since it doesn't save automatically your work, you just lose everything. And trust me, it happened to me several times because I didn't learn my lesson the first time. And sometimes you just want to be quick and you are too lazy to open your Google Doc or content calendar. But I'm telling you, you can actually waste more time this way. So make sure you always follow your normal process when it comes to creating your content. The next thing you should include in your content calendar are your visuals, or at least visual ideas. Now, I know that creating visuals may take a lot of time, especially if you don't think that you are a creative person and you don't really enjoy creating visuals. You prefer actually writing your ideas or recording them on video. But it is important to spend some time also on your visuals, because they will be the reason why people will be interested in reading your captions or watching the video, for example, if you are creating a thumbnail. So you shouldn't neglect this part. And if you want to post once a day, so it means that you will have 30 visuals to create and you don't have time to do that now, make time to at least create all your visuals for maybe a week. So that way you have your visuals for an entire week, and then you do the same for the week after. So you don't overwhelm yourself by trying to create all the visuals at once, because some may take more time than others. You may not have the inspiration that you are looking for all the visuals just yet, and it is completely okay. Actually, that's why I told you before that you should write your content ideas before, because when you write down your content ideas, you will start to see some visuals that will go with them, and it's easier to do your content creation that way instead of the opposite. And of course, if you are not a graphic designer, then Canva is an amazing tool for you to create your visuals. And I personally use the pro version because you have so many options that save so much time and makes your visuals, quite frankly, look very professional, like being able to remove a background, having your branding colors and logo saved up on your account so that you don't have to type in your colors code every single time. So a lot of different things, and also you have access to much more elements and stock images. So it is actually a good investment to have a pro Canva account. You can start with a free one if you want to, but you don't have to invest in a very expensive graphic designing tool to get started. And actually, if you want to have some ready to go templates for your social media, specifically for Instagram, then I also have available my 30-day content that converts, where you will find 26 visuals for single post, 5 different carousels, as well as reel covers if you intend to create some reels, and also 30 days of prompts for your social media. And so you can basically fill in the blanks and have your own content ideas ready for the next month. I will put the link below if you are interested in having this. And so if you are not somebody who want to create your content from scratch, having some templates ready and purchasing them, or having somebody creating your content for you is also a solution if you have the budget for it. So if creating content isn't your zone of genius and you need some help there, you have to consider different options as well. Another thing that you should consider regarding your visuals is, do you need also to take some pictures of yourself to refresh your social media? Because one thing you have to keep in mind is that visuals and pictures where you can see somebody's face get more engagement because they are more personable and people can relate to you more easily because they see the human behind the business. So maybe it's time for you to do a quick brand photo shoot. So it doesn't have to be crazy. You can just pick an afternoon where you will actually take pictures of yourself. You can do it with your phone and a tripod, and you can just be in your office working on something or having a business meeting. So just pick a couple of outfits that represent you and your brand, and then just get started. Take a lot of different pictures so that you can easily incorporate them in your content calendar and use them in your social media and website as well. I'm trying now to do a mini photo shoot every 3 months. So I often take pictures when I record myself because I already have my outfit and makeup on. So when I'm done recording my videos, I often also take some pictures that I can post on my Instagram stories or use for my thumbnails. And so try to update also your feed and your aesthetic because your brand and business has certainly evolved. And so if you are still using pictures that you took 1 or 2 years ago, they might not reflect the business owner that you are today. So do not hesitate to refresh that and take pictures for your business as often as you can. The next thing that you should include in your content calendar, and it is super important, and I know it will make you cringe, but you have to incorporate videos in your content calendar and strategy. So videos are the way for you to actually get people to see you fast, to have the algorithm in your favor, no matter which platform you are using currently, because most social media platforms are pushing video content because they get the more engagement, and we can also put ads on them. So pick a day when you will batch record your Reels, TikToks, or YouTube videos. As you probably know by now, I usually record my YouTube videos during the weekend. It's much easier for me to plan my content that way. And you can alternate your videos with your written content to have different content that you can also analyze at the end of the month. You can see what is performing the best, and you can also use your video to build on the 3 types of content that we talked about before, which are inspirational, entertaining, and educational. And video content are a great way to get your message across much faster and easier. And so if you are not comfortable yet on camera, just practice recording short videos. You don't have to talk just yet if you don't feel comfortable with that, but you have TikTok and Reels trends that you can use where you just have to be a bit creative and adapt the trend to your own business and your content idea. And that's all you need to have a clear, precise, and effective content calendar right now. And so I hope this video was useful to you. Let me know what was your aha moment, which one of these elements is the most important in your content strategy right now. And I hope that you will have your content calendar ready at least for this month. If you liked this episode, give me a thumbs up and share it with a friend who needs to hear this right now. I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care. Bye bye.